Welcome, my friends. Today we're going to do a little walk and tone workout. Okay, let's start with the march. This workout today, I'm going to be using a resistance band for the cardio portion of it. Note, I'm using a really light resistance band. Okay, so because this is a walking workout, I don't want to kill myself. Okay, so I would recommend the lightest resistance band that you have. If you try that and it's still too much for you, just do the workout without the band, okay? But the whole point of this is to get a little toning in during our walk. Take a breath in and exhale down. Do that again. Breathe in and breathe out. Roll your shoulders and go the other way. And then give me a little step touch and swing your arms. Okay, so we're going to be getting the heart rate up. It's not going to be too high though. Okay, so this is a low impact workout still. And again, I would really urge you to exercise caution as you go through this workout. Always remember to use good form and that it's better to do slow, fewer repetitions than it is to go too fast and injure yourself. Just a few more seconds here in our warm up. Come back to your march. And if you have that band, go ahead and grab it here. I'm actually going to sit down to put this on. Oh, feathers. I wonder if my cats had anything to do with that. Okay. Can be tricky to get these on from a standing position. Not that I can't do it, but safety first. Okay, so you're going to bring that band somewhere between the knees and the upper hips, whatever's comfortable for you. Okay, maybe kind of get a feel for the resistance of that band. And then we're going to go right into a marching interval. So you should already feel as you start to march just a little resistance every time those feet come up. Okay, that's exactly what we want here. We're going to stay here for one more minute. And then we're just going to keep going through 1 minute intervals here. Clea wants to come over here, but she's always unsure when it's a standing workout. She likes the mat better. All right, 40 seconds here. And our first interval coming up is going to be going back to our step touch. Obviously, this time it's going to be a little more challenging. Okay, and as with every workout, you make it your own. Okay, so if you are liking the lower body, but you want to add some upper body with it, go ahead and add arms wherever you feel like it. Okay, and remember, the higher your arms go, the more intensity you feel. Okay, I'm not actually going to do that here because I want to take a second to focus on good body mechanics. I want to feel the work in my hip, but I do not want to be stressing my knees, okay, which could be a danger with this band on. Okay, so make sure the band is at the level that feels right for you. You shouldn't feel any torque on your knees here as you come side to side. Okay, so right here, this is good for me because I can really feel each step going into my hip, but I'm not feeling any stress on my knees. And next interval, we're going to come forward with some heel digs. Okay, so every time we change position, you kind of feel that band giving resistance in all different directions. Okay, and of course, in a resistance workout, the way you add intensity is through your arm movements or through bringing the body down lower. Okay, so we want to use those options instead of trying to use speed. Ten seconds left. And then we're going to change the direction of that resistance again with heels across. Okay, so I feel it when I step back in and when I step out. A lot of hips. I'm getting in the water after this. It's our swim day at the Y. So sometimes getting in the water can be really good for working out those joints. Across, across. Okay, now that we've got this motion, our next interval, we're going to add a little lift as we come across. Okay, so it's lift, lift, lift. Ah, really coming into the inner thighs here. Love it. Cross and cross. Okay, and if you need to go a little slower here, that's okay. And if you want to do this workout with a chair nearby, because some of the stuff is going to require just a little bit of balance. Just a few more seconds here. And then we're going to change the direction of that resistance again with little kicks to the front. So nice long leg. Okay, and I want you to pay attention to how your knees feel right now, how your hips feel. Okay, so you should just feel at the height of that kick that there's a little squeeze right here, right here. Okay, so you don't have to be lifting so high that you're straining your lower back or that you're pulling on your knee. Okay, so it's a very deliberate squeeze, squeeze. Yep, just like that. Okay, and we're really going to tire out those hip flexors here because the next interval we're doing is going to be knees up. The advantage of this, of course, there's a shorter lever. Okay, so we shouldn't be feeling any strain on the knees like if we were feeling it in that last round. But we're lifting that leg higher, so we're kind of going deeper into that hip flexor. Okay, and if you want to do a little ab work here, you can take hands behind the head, add a little twist with these. Okay, remember the twist comes from your abdominal region, not from your elbows. So if you really take a good look here, my arms are not really doing anything. They're just kind of holding steady. So I'm not like swinging my elbows. All the work comes from the abs. Okay, we're going to finish up this interval here, just a few more seconds. And then we're going to take 1 minute to just come back to a nice easy march. So, a resistance there, but we're kind of giving those hips just a little bit of a break here. We just did a lot of rounds coming to the front. So we're going to change the direction of our resistance and we're going to come out to the side. I'm going to move a little bit farther over this way. So I want some room on my right side where I can take 2 steps. Okay, so that's going to be our next round. We're going to do 2 steps to the right, 2 steps to the left. Okay, 10 seconds here. Always grab water if you need it. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 2 steps, 2 steps back, 2 steps over, 2 steps back. Remember, as wide as you can go, feeling the resistance, but watch those knees. Thirty seconds to go. Oh boy, do my hips feel it. They're awesome. Truly do not need much resistance there in this kind of a workout. 10 seconds left. Okay, we're going to come back to the center of our space and we're going to do some steps out to the side. Okay, so maybe a little mini squat here. Step out, right and left, right and left. Again, if you want to do arms, you can add arms. Okay, next round. Still concentrating on those inner outer thighs and hips. We're going to swing like a pendulum. One more time each way. And then we swing right and left, right and left. Okay, we're not going to be able to build up much momentum here. Not if you really want that resistance band to work for you. So the whole focus is on a squeeze, squeeze. So if you want a nice light cardio plus toning, this is the way to do it. Not beating up your body, not going crazy. You don't have to work out for 3 hours a day. 30 minutes. That's all you need. 10 seconds left. And then back to a little marching interval here. All right, so we just did a lot of forward and side motion. So how about we focus on the back side for a little bit? Okay, during our marching interval, I'm going to grab a sip of water. And we are already coming up on being halfway through this workout. Okay, just about 20 seconds left. And when we come to our next interval for our back side, we're just going to tap our toes back behind us. Okay, so again, you can do that hands at the hips, which is where I'm going to start, because I really want to focus on what I'm trying to get out of the lower body here. 3, 2, 1. So we extend as far back as we reasonably and comfortably can, because you want to feel the resistance of the band on the way back. Okay, so should be a little squeeze the glute, squeeze the glute. Okay, if you want, you can reach opposite arm. You can reach both arms. You can do bicep curls. You can do tricep extensions. Whatever works for you. We got 20 seconds here. Okay, and then we're actually going to keep this motion with our next interval. And we're just going to see if we can make it a little bigger. Okay, so think about maybe toes coming off the floor this time, lifting, squeezing the glute. Try to keep your back in a neutral position. So this is really about the lower body. And you're not overarching the back here. Okay, so the back is staying neutral and the work stays in the legs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 30 seconds left. Okay, next interval, we're going to stay on our backside. And we're going to do some curtsy lunges. Okay, we cross and lunge, cross and lunge. Okay, so that resistance is still there. Still feeling it when we step out and when we cross. 30 seconds left. Okay, by the way, if you're someone who shouldn't be crossing the midline of your body, lunges can always go straight back. You don't always have to cross. Also, if you're finding when you do this, it's a lot on the knees, there's nothing wrong with doing a little mini curtsy lunge here. Last one on each side. One more to even it out. And then we're going to lunge straight back, together, back, together. So this isn't the full capacity of your lunge. So maybe you're not trying to go all the way down because this is more of a moderate to quicker pace. So you are trying to get your heart rate up, but we're still not going crazy fast. Okay, so we're still thinking about good form, protecting the joints. But again, if you want to add arms, that's your way of getting more intensity. Yeah, little tricep extensions back. One more here. And then we're going to take this back to a marching interval. All right, doing great, everybody. We're roughly 2/3 of the way through this workout. So if you're keeping track of the time, just so you know, so 30-minute workouts go by pretty quickly. 45-minute workouts, sometimes I'm watching the clock. 30 minutes goes by like nothing. All right, we've got about 30 seconds to go here. And we're kind of going to start working in multiple directions for the next couple rounds. We're going to do some leg circles. So we're going to start off, swing that right leg forward, and we're going to go all the way around back behind us, back to the center, and then do the same thing on the left. So of course, again, you're going to have to go at a moderate pace. You can't go too quickly. All right, so we go circle and circle. circle, and circle. These are great for strength, but they're also really, really good for mobility and flexibility because you're really challenging the motion of the joint. Okay, again, be careful of the knee. I don't want you to get an injury, but I do also want you to challenge yourself. Okay, full range of motion. Okay, we've got less than 15 seconds. You can also do these, by the way, touching the floor, sweeping the toes around. Sweeping the toes around. Okay, next interval with these, we're just going to change the direction. So it's back, circle, back, and circle, back, and circle. Okay, and more challenge is toes off the floor. And around, back, around, back, around. Okay, just a few more seconds. 15 seconds. Oh, my hips are getting tired. I don't know about you. Okay, one more on the left side. Ooh, how about we take a minute to stretch that out? Okay, get water if you need it. Kind of don't know where to go next. Everything hurts. Keep the march. I think we'll actually come back to the front side. Okay, so next interval, we're going to do knees up. We're going to take those knees in for 2, out for 2. Okay, so you'll really feel this on those wide knees. But like I said, we're not going to do that the whole interval. So you kind of get a little mini break when we come back to the center. 3, 2, and 1. In, out, out. In, out, out. In, out, out. And out. In for 2, out for 2. In for 2, out for 2. Make sure you're standing nice and tall here. We don't need to round forward at all. We really want to keep that work in the lower body. No stress on the back or anything else that shouldn't be getting stressed out. Okay, one more set. In and out. And marching interval. Okay, those are tough. I'm going to get some water. Keep marching. Okay, we're going to do a little balance coordination with our next interval. So on the right side, we're going to do a knee, then a kick. Then we switch over to the left side. That side does a knee and a kick. Okay, we're going to alternate those. 20 seconds to go here. Psych yourself up. We're 3/4 of the way through. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee, kick, knee, kick, knee, kick, knee, kick, knee, kick. You can add opposite arm here if you want. Woo! Kick, knee, kick. That's always the danger. Adding upper body with lower body. You lose your concentration when other body parts start to come in and try to move at the same time. Knee, kick, knee, kick. But sometimes exercise is as much for the mind as it is for the body. One more on each side. Knee, kick, knee, kick, and then just kicks all the way. Okay, and I think for the next interval, we're going to come back to the backside for some wide hamstring curls. So it's good to work a muscle group to the point of exhaustion, but it's never good to push it past the point of exhaustion. So we work a really fine line with fitness and exercise. So the truth is, your body's a little lazy. Sorry to tell you that, but it is. And it won't get stronger unless you make it do something where it has to get stronger. At the same time, you push it too far and get injured, right? So you find that edge. Okay, so step out wide, hamstring curls. So we've got a little constant tension here on these hips, just holding this wide stance. And reach. Generally, I tell people the way you know when you're pushing too hard is when you start to feel it in your joints. If your muscles are sore, you don't care. They should be sore. It's a sign that you worked, right? But when you start feeling stuff in your joints, like right in the socket of your hip or your knee or your ankle, then you've got to stop and pay attention. All right, we're going to keep this for doubles. Right for two, left for two. Right for two, left for two. So it may be a good question, especially when you're dealing with the hips, because I know you're probably feeling it right now if I am. So how do you know in your hip if it's your muscle or if it's your joint? So the muscle's kind of surfacey. It's like on the outside of that hip. Okay, and its purpose is to be able to like pull on the hip to be able to take that leg away. March it out here. Okay, we're starting to bring the heart rate down. Take our pace down a little bit. So what I feel in my hips right now is actually very surfacey on the outside. You're going to feel it much deeper inside, right in the socket, if that's a joint injury. Okay, so if you're starting to feel something like arthritis or bursitis, inflammation kind of stuff, it's going to be much deeper in the hip. Okay, and maybe start to bring the heart rate down. Inhale up, exhale down. Again, inhale up, exhale down. Breathe in, breathe out. One more, inhale and exhale. All right, to stretch, we want to take that band off because we need freedom of movement. All right, and we're going to step out wide, breathe in, and exhale, fold forward. And then we're going to bend the right knee only and lengthen out your left leg. Okay, so you should feel a stretch, especially in the inner thigh. All right, other side. Okay, and again, it's not about the knee that's bending, it's about creating length in the opposite leg. Okay, really sitting deep into it, creating length along this inner leg. Come back to the center, roll up. Okay, we spent a lot of time on those hips, so let's stretch them out. You can sit in a chair if you want to, or if you're doing this standing, I want you to come near a wall or a chair. Even if you don't need it and you can balance without it, it should be nearby just in case you were to lose your balance. Okay, we sit down into that hip. Oh, that feels so good. And same on the other side. Cross over, sit down into the hip, hang onto the chair if you need it. Breathe here. Okay, and we also did a lot in the hip flexors, so let's stretch those out real quick before we finish up here too. We're gonna take one leg, step it way back, okay, and then bend that knee down. Okay, same thing on the other side. Extend that leg back. Okay, notice shoulders are over hips. And then bend that knee a little bit. Should feel that length come into your hip flexor. Should feel wonderful. Perfect. Look toward me. Give me one more nice deep breath up. And exhale down. Nice job, everyone. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a great workout, and I hope to see you soon. Have a good one.